Peace, family. Chauncey, aka Ukarima, Great Man of God Media, right back at you again with another GMOGmedia spotlight. This is something I wanted to address. Just actually happened this past Friday. A local rapper by the name of Young Papy from Chicago, aka Chirac. Young Pappy was gunned down Friday night. A continuous, perpetual loop of violence within that city. I'm gonna break down why, what's going on, and what I see is going to happen within that particular city. But before I get to that, I just want to address what happened with the rapper Young Papy. So, the rapper Young Papy, and by the way, the links are in the description from everything I'm talking about. Young Papy was a young rapper, 19 years old. And he was shot down. By the way, his actual name was Shaquan Thomas. He was found dead on the 4800 block of North Kenmore Avenue when gunfire erupted at 1:35 a.m. And he was declared dead 30 minutes at Advocate, Illinois' Masonic Medical Center. Interesting name, Masonic Medical Center. Anyway, and they said that witnesses reported a black vehicle that may have been associated with the shooting, according to a witness statement. So yeah, we had a young rapper, Young Papy. Obviously, the name is, a pseudo rap name. Anything with a young or a little in front of it, obviously you're a rapper. So, obviously, he has some videos out on YouTube, and glorifying violence, gang violence, just the whole culture of gang life in Chicago is just, tremendously glorified and tremendously put out in the forefront within that city. So, he had lyrics pertaining to shootings and, guns, ammunition, and, things of that nature. And he says some things within his actual song, and he dissed a rival gang within Chicago. I believe some of the gangs in there I'm not too familiar with, but I believe one is called Vice Lords, and another one I believe is I just can't think of the name of that gang off the top of my head, but I know one of them that he's affiliated with is Vice Lords. And he said something to the rival gang, and he dropped the video within that song, and then after the video was dropped, he was found dead. Like I said, it's a perpetual loop of violence. And obviously the mainstream media is going wild with this. They like to portray Chicago as the murder capital, which is not true. Their murders are actually on an all-time low. I can give you the actual cities of the United States that are the murder capitals real quick. So just so that you can be aware of the actual cities who are murder capitals. But yeah, the cities that are murder capitals are Detroit, Oakland, and those are the top three. Detroit, Oakland, and St. Louis, top three. Chicago's not even in the top 10. They're not even in the top 20. So, and that's okay. This report is from is actually from 2014, but still, Chicago's not even in the top 20 in terms of murder rates and things of that nature. So the mainstream media likes to portray Chicago as the murder capital, which is not true. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I wanted to address this issue with Chicago, these rappers that are just dying, pretty much on a daily basis, getting shot, things of that nature. And what I would like to do when I address certain issues that pertain to us as Black people, I want to talk about it and also provide solutions, right? and try to, string together what I think may happen also. And I want to provide solutions for it as well. So yeah, like I said, the young rapper, Young Papy, was gunned down due to the continuous perpetual loop of gang violence in Chicago. This is what I see is going to happen. Okay, there was a story that came out. This story that came out was it happened in, let me see. Yeah, this happened last year. So this story was about a rapper from San Diego, California. His name was Brandon Tiny Do Duncan. All right. Now he was charged with gang conspiracy charges for lyrics. He was going to be indicted, okay, to do 25 years in prison, okay, within the in prison industrial complex, and obviously we're they have it set up where black men can easily go to jail right after they graduate high school, or if they don't graduate high school, right after that they can just go right there because it's basically a prison pipeline between school and prisons. So anyway, this guy Tiny Do was going to be indicted for conspiracy charges of criminal street gangs. This is a law that they had in the state of California that they wrote up. But like I said, you live in a system of systematic racism, which is white supremacy. So they are able to create laws at whim. Okay, and this is one of them. So this guy, the rapper Tiny Do, actually had no criminal record, no criminal background. He wasn't even affiliated. He wasn't even in a gang, but he was rapping about gang life, gang culture. So based off that kind of thing, as far as what the system does, because like I said, we live in a system of white supremacy. So based off what the system can do, I see the same thing happen in Chicago and the state of Illinois, where these legislators can just write up laws at whim and say, hey, all of these shootings in Chicago, I don't want this city to have a continuous bad name with the mainstream media. The legislators can just go ahead and write up laws and say, we're going to lock up every single one of these rappers because, there's not too many outlets in Chicago in terms of what they can do. The system is already set. The system is set up for them to fail, right? So Chicago is already a segregated city. Chicago is extremely segregated. Schools are closing down, so education is pretty much deprived. You got pockets of economically deprived areas. You got just straight poverty there in pockets of areas, and you have other sides of towns that are extremely affluent and have the best education because of their skin color. Those are just raw facts. So I see the extermination there. I see the extermination of our young black people there, our youth in Chicago, and basically across the country. Whenever you have a heavy populated area of black people, so I see this happening. If not, they're doing it right now. They're going to be writing up laws and what they call gang infraction laws or gang injunction laws, where if you are a rapper and you're talking about shooting people, anything that's insightful for gang lyrics or gang violence, they're going to basically indict you, charge you, give you 25 to life, and you're right there in jail. I can see that happening. If not, they're doing it right now. Like I said, the links aren't in the description, so you can just read those stories yourself. I just like to connect the dots and just try to use logic and see what's going on. So, like I said, we live in a system of racism, which is white supremacy, and this perpetual loop is going to continue to happen until we can replace this system of injustice with a system of justice. Okay, a system of justice where people who are treated or mistreated by racism can get the help when they need it and get constructive help. Okay. So, like I said, these stories are going to continue to happen, with the Chicago, things of that nature. And not only that, you got to understand, when you live in a system like this of racism and you're shooting people, you're shooting your own, basically, you're shooting your own kind, black people. You're shooting each other. Who's making these guns? Who's making the ammunition? Not black people, right? Smith & Wesson, probably the most racist gun manufacturer you can find, and we're buying those guns left and right, black people. We're not making these guns, we're not manufacturing these guns. So the system is set up for you to kill each other because that's what they want. Extermination, black genocide. This is what it is. You gotta think about that. You're getting guns by people or you're buying guns, or however you're obtaining these particular guns and ammunition. They're not made by you. They're not for you. So why do you need them? So it's going to be a continual, perpetual loop until we get this replaced with the system of justice. So yeah, I just want to address that, guys. There is a video of a local Chicago reporter talking about the incident, and he interviewed a local resident talking about the shooting, and asked him, what can be done to prevent these shootings that are happening in Chicago. And the man just basically said, I don't know. Only God knows. That's another problem that I have, with black people who unfortunately have a passive ideology in terms of things, and they let religion get in their way of thinking. Instead of waiting on God, you just basically got to put in the work yourself. That's what I have to say about that. Put in the work yourself to see what you can do to fix this issue we have going on right now with black people in America. It's just that simple. We got to put in the work ourselves. No more symbolism and marching and things like that. That stuff is only symbolic. It has not really helped us at all. We have to put in the work, do tangible work ourselves. We have to be foot soldiers, and we have to attack this strategically. We got to attack this in different facets and different areas, politically, socially, economically, even scientifically, and with technology as well. You gotta strategically attack these issues, and that's another way you have to get the foot in the door, replacing this system of injustice that we have going on. All right, family. So I just wanted to get you guys aware of this issue and how we can move forward. Make sure you comment, subscribe. This is my new YouTube channel, GMOGMedia TV. Make sure you subscribe, okay? I'm going to be more conscious in terms of just talking about certain issues that affect us as a whole and things of that nature. So, like I said, make sure you subscribe, GMOGMedia TV. All right, family? So until next time, Chauncey, a.k.a. Ukarima, Great Man of God Media, signing out. Peace.